Jimmy Carter's funeral was held at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. this morning. The former president died late last month at the age of 100. Now, Carter won the presidency in 1976, but just served one term. After leaving office, he devoted himself to causes like Habitat for Humanity, civil rights, and the spread of democracy. The funeral featured remembrances from Carter's family as well as political opposites, with former President Gerald Ford's son speaking on behalf of his father, who died in 2006.
He was given the gift of years, and the American people and the people of the world will be forever blessed by his decades of good works. Jimmy Carter's legacy of peace and compassion will remain unique as it is timeless.
Ford and Carter were good friends after their presidencies. Every living president was in attendance for this funeral. Carter's remains will now be moved to his home in Plains, Georgia, where a private family funeral will be held. He'll then be buried on the grounds of his family home. Back here in Massachusetts, Jimmy Carter's legacy lives on in Beverly. In fact, some of the solar panels he had installed on the White House are now here providing energy. NBC10's Jericho Tran joining us live with this story. Jericho.
Yeah, well, this is actually one of 8 sites across the country that was installed under the Carter administration. It's really just steps away from Beverly High School. Today, it's the only one remaining, and there's a lot of work that goes into maintaining these solar panels. So we spoke with a group of volunteers who's helping to maintain them and also making sure that former President Jimmy Carter's legacy perseveres.
Jimmy Carter, as we know, truly was way ahead of his time and understanding this type of energy from the sun.
A bright future for solar energy thrives here in the Bay State.
Let us pray.
As presidents, past and present, gather to remember the visionary and former President Jimmy Carter.
His history was a nuclear engineer, so he understood energy.
Installed in 1981, the solar panels at the Dr. John W. Coleman Greenergy Park are one of the 8 solar panel installations under the Carter administration.
This is the only remaining one still in operation so many years later, which speaks to his foresight in terms of what the role of solar could be.
To help the panels withstand the test of time,
these are all new panels. We have a couple of the old ones you can see here.
Volunteers from Solar Now maintain the panels 40 years after their installation.
It puts really Beverly on the map. We're the oldest field going in the country. So we were able to qualify for some historic grants to keep things going.
Carter's vision for sustainable energy now a reality.
I foresee this being a field for more generations to come.
And you can see there are still some of those older, the original solar panels right next to the newer solar panels that have been installed over the years. This is really a historical site that has inspired the installation of other solar panels like the ones right here at Beverly High School. In Beverly, Jericho Tran, NBC10 Boston.
He was a man ahead of his time, Jericho. Let's turn now to political commentator Sue O'Connell. Sue, you and I talked in the newsroom, so I know that you watched at least part of the funeral. What do you make of the service and the way broadly Carter is being remembered?
Glenn, Jimmy Carter's state funeral reflected his distinctive character, dignified yet understated, which is just the way he wanted it. Tribute was paid to Carter's legacy, his pioneering work on human rights, environmental protection, and Middle East diplomacy, positions that now show him to be way ahead of his time. And public figures, as we know, are typically honored for their achievements at their funeral. But Carter's eulogy celebrated both his remarkable accomplishments and his extraordinary personal qualities of empathy and integrity. The presidency is almost always representing life's crowning achievement, with very few leaders showing greater humility after leaving office than when they entered. Well, Carter stood apart, remembered today as someone who reached the pinnacle of power, yet emerged more humble, which is a testament to his exceptional character. Glenn.
The peanut farmer to the presidency.
X.
Sue O'Connell, thank you.
Yep.